knock on my door and see if the Gypsy King doesn't answer. Boom. The ball's in your court.
So you think that he'll fight the Gypsy King?
Deontay Wilder.
I don't know. So, I mean, some part of me says no because I think the way he fought, I think just Deontay Wilder is just probably looking at it like he's probably like laughing his ass off right now.
Or easy fight?
This is an easy fight. It's not even a challenge.
Easy,
I don't think he'll take it.
Easy payday?
But if somebody told him, like, hey, there's a possibility you might make this much money, he'll probably take it. But for right now, he's looking at it like, this is a fucking joke.
Okay, so it's official. Povetkin, Joshua. Are you interested in that fight? No?
Nope, not at all.
Why, man? It's Alexander. I got popped twice for doping Povetkin.
No. I don't give a fuck. Nope. I'm not in no hurry to watch that fight.
His only loss is to Vladimir Klitschko. Yeah.
No. I'm not interested at all.
Are you not interested because there's no end game here? Because if Joshua wins, he can just fight some other heavyweight and fight another heavyweight.
Just find someone else.
Exactly. Again, so if today or tomorrow it said the fight is sealed, signed, and delivered, April 13, Wembley Stadium. All we need to do is have both these guys win their respective fights outside of each other, and then they'll meet each other on April 13th. Would you be okay with this fight? I know you answered it, but just to get the fans to hear your
like if I'm okay or
would you be okay? Would you be okay with this fight, and would you be interested in this fight? Because then this fight become more interesting now. It doesn't. How the fuck is this fight not getting interesting for you? Okay, if tomorrow Eddie Hearn and Wilder agreed to the fight and said we're gonna fight not this year but 2019 April 13th, Joshua versus Povetkin, Wilder versus question mark. Doesn't this fight become
I'm not interested because his last two performers weren't that good.
Yeah, but
so I expect
the intrigue. Anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. One punch can end it all.
No, I understand. I totally understand.
Aren't you taking a
risk?
risk?
Like I said, the last two performances put me to fucking sleep.
Okay.
So I'm not watching that. Even if they did sign it, I feel confident he's gonna win in a boring fucking fight.
Anything can happen in boxing, especially heavyweight boxing.
You're right. You're totally right. Anything can happen in boxing, but I just, for some reason, I'm taking my chances with this one. Let's just say that was a scenario. I'm taking my chances. That's gonna happen.
Okay.
That's just my honest opinion.
So right now, as a boxing fan, you're very disappointed with the outcome right now. How disappointed are you? Is this kind of like Mayweather Pacquiao disappointment, Canelo Triple G disappointment, or this kind of rank as one of the most disappointing things for you, as a boxing fan?
This is pretty similar to Mayweather Pacquiao.
My thing is, you would think that promoters would have learned from Pacquiao Mayweather.
You would think, yeah.
Like the fans are gonna pay regardless, man. If it's an intriguing fight, they're gonna pay for it. And like I said, I told Ellie Bickle, the heavyweight division is the most prestigious title in division of all of boxing and sports. It didn't matter if these guys aren't marquee names. The fact that you would have said two undefeated heavyweight knockout artists in their prime fighting for the undisputed championship of the world, you're going to get eyes on the product. So, like I said before, there's money on the table. There's no need for this fight to take any longer. People are going to pay for this fight. People are going to shell out the $70 for pay-per-view for this fight. Yeah. People are going to sell out Wembley Stadium for this fight. There's no need for the hold-up. It is frustrating. But then again, to me it's more frustrating because did these promoters not see what Mayweather Pacquiao did? Yeah, okay, the longer you hold this fight, the more intrigue and the more people are going to pay. Dude, people are going to pay for this fight regardless. Post Mayweather Pacquiao, Canelo Triple G generated 1.3 million buys. What does that tell you? That people will pay for it. In today's economy, in today's climate, people are still going to pay for this fight. Wilder Joshua were to fight on pay-per-view, it would do 1 million buys. In today's post Mayweather Pacquiao climate, it's going to do 1 million buys. the money is there. Holding it hostage for 5 years or however long these guys are planning to do it, is it going to make the fight even better? It's going to make it worse. And make people resent boxing, especially right now that we're having, I would say we're promoters, but boxing is having a great year with intriguing competitive fights. Mm-hmm. And this is another example of why people don't like boxing, or people are falling away from boxing and rather watch MMA, because you don't get to see this type of stuff. You always see the best versus the best.
I know, that's how it should be. I had a coworker once told me, he tells me, I stopped watching it because I just don't like how it is now. He says, I liked it how it was. This is what he says. He's like, I like how it was back in the day when two fighters look at each other. He goes, hey, you and I want to fight? You want to do this? Let's go. Let's see who's the best.
Yeah.
He says he looked at it that way back then. But he doesn't look at it that way now. He says, no, now it's like, you want to fight? Okay, but I get the bigger, I get the biggest share of the money. And then they're fighting for the money.
I think what changed was the networks. When networks started to buy and build fighters and build them to the point where you manipulated the fans. Not manipulated the fans, but you created the narrative that this guy is the best fighter in the world. And if the other fighter is not in your network, then he's nobody. This is the guy you need to watch. He's nobody. It's the networks. When network TV started to look into boxing as a business and be like, we can make money off of this, and started backing fighters, and if you weren't a network, if the networks weren't in love with you, you're nobody. And if you weren't signed to them, you're still nobody. So we're just going to build this narrative. We saw that a lot. We saw that a lot with HBO. When HBO had a Manny Pacquiao, they built that man to be the guy who can go to any generation and beat up anybody. And of course Mayweather was their guy, but Mayweather was their bad boy. Mayweather was the black sheep there who was making their money. And then when he jumped to Showtime, it was the narrative even changed even more with Pacquiao's the man, this and this. Floyd is scared. They created the narrative that Floyd is the man avoiding Pacquiao. Instead, it was a dispute between two promoters, two networks. This fight never happened, and we spent 5 years. Here, they both fight under the same network. They're both promoted by different promoters, so this fight shouldn't be hard to make. But it is.
No, not at all.
But it is though, and that's why it's frustrating to me, because we should have learned the mistakes from Pacquiao Mayweather, and we should have learned that fans will pay for these fights. They don't want to wait; they will pay. My question right now: do you think Eddie Hearn's a good promoter?
If he makes the fight, I say yes. I like to believe that he's doing a great job to build it up. I like to believe he's a pretty smart guy. I like to believe that he's not going to wait 5 years. I would like to think that he wants to make this fight at least by next year.
This is my theory. I think Eddie Hearn is the British version of the Oscar De La Hoya. He put all his eggs on the one fighter, and he cannot have his fighter lose. Like De La Hoya has Canelo. Canelo's his prized possession. If Canelo loses or gets knocked out, the whole infrastructure of Golden Boy promotion goes down with this man. Eddie Hearn seemed like that, because I was thinking about it today when I was working. Eddie Hearn promotes Big Baby Miller and Danny Jacobs. Mm-hmm. If Eddie Hearn is a smart, intelligent, good promoter, shouldn't Danny Jacobs and Big Baby Miller be household names? Shouldn't these guys be at the same level as a Anthony Joshua?
They should.
You're promoting him in the U.S., I get it. But when you're noticing two fights already flopped, not flop because these guys suck, but flop network-wise, viewership-wise, and ticket sale-wise, shouldn't you then find other avenues to promote these fighters? Shouldn't you build, like Chocolatito started getting that following, not because of his fighting style. His fighting style brought him to the dance. But if you were waiting for a Triple G fight, before the Triple G fight, because you know it was going to end quick, you got to watch Chocolatito, and you started to get into Chocolatito. Remember? Mike Tyson fights. Yeah. If anybody who remembers watching early Mike Tyson fights, they would end quick. So Don King would stack the cards with fighters. Who came out of those cards? and became big blockbuster names. I don't know. A few names like Julio Cesar Chavez. I don't know. Maybe a random fighter like a Felix Tito Trinidad. Oh, those guys came out of there. Tom Loeffler did the same thing with Chocolatito. With you put him in the undercard on another fighter's card because that's how you build other stars. So wouldn't it be quick to build Danny Jacobs, Dominic Brazil under these type of cards, under Anthony Joshua? If Joshua is the big star, then our cousin thinks, oh my God, he's the household name. So don't you then trickle down that household name to your other stable of fighters?
It should go that way.
Shouldn't that go? Isn't that how it should be?
Like
is Eddie Hearn that good of a promoter then? If he makes this fight, I think yeah, but I mean, I keep hearing, oh, he's a good promoter, I haven't seen it, bro. I haven't seen it. Not out here. He hasn't been a good promoter. I mean, his only sign is what? Gabe Rosado to that streaming service, The Zone?
Yeah, I've heard about
his only thing right now?
And it's the only big thing going on right
his
now.
Only big sign is that. Chavez is sort of hinting he might go to The Zone. Or sign with Matchroom. The Zone just signed Bellator MMA to a streaming service, so that you're going to see MMA fights on The Zone. But there's no... I mean, Anthony Joshua hasn't signed with The Zone yet. In which there's rumors that his fight against Povetkin is going to happen not on Showtime, but on the streaming service The Zone.
Yeah. Heard about that.
Which we don't even know how much is the service charge.
No, I don't think he came up with any of that information.
Well, he's not in charge of that. His thing is to bring product. His Eddie Hearns is only in charge to bring product to The Zone so they can stream it out to the public. It's basically it's my thing. Here's a fight. Subscribe and watch it.
Yeah.
And talking about subscribing, don't forget to subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating. J Brey Boxing Podcast. It helps more viewers and helps. And it also spotlights our show. If you guys give us a 5-star rating and comment, gives more visibility to the show.
For shizzle.
Dizzle. So, we end the show with disappointment, frustration that this fight's not happening. We're hoping within the next couple of days, at least. Look, I'm okay if this fight happens in 2019. I'm okay as long as it's a contract that signs and it stipulates first fight in the UK, second fight in the US, and then I don't care about the money. I don't care who makes what.
No, exactly.
I'm not paying my bills on what Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are making. I give two shits. Just make the fight. Just make the
fight.
Like
I said, just make the fight as long as it's official. They sign a paper, then I'm happy. And if one of them just says, we agree to fight, just agreed, I'm not being excited because there wasn't no paper to sign.
You're right. But we'll have to wait and see. So far, Joshua has an opponent. I think he's fighting in September. I think a week after Canelo Triple G.
Yeah, I think it was September.
And the Wilder has to find his own opponent, in which could be Dominic Brazil. Or if he decides to go the Eddie Hearn route, you fight someone that Eddie Hearn wants you to fight. A mutual fight. But that would require for Wilder to sign the contract and agree to the terms that they're offering you.
Yeah, that's the only way.
This is my thing. I don't get it. People are fresh. I know Anthony Joshua fans are saying, well, "Wow, they should just sign the fight." Who gives a fuck? You're not the A side. You have no business demanding all this stuff. But they're the same people that were saying, "Fuck, Triple G deserves a bigger cut. Triple G is a star." So wait, you're okay with when a B fighter is asking for more of the purse because he deserves it, but when a fighter is asking for when Wilder's asking for. If he's asking for a bigger purse, you're saying no, he doesn't deserve it. So you're the judge, jury, and executioner on which fighter should win. Who should have the purse?
Basically how it is.
This is my thing. As a podcaster, as a boxing fan, we shouldn't care what they're making. Why do we care?